Hey, we're going to talk about a question I get a lot, which is Coolsculpting versus liposuction. And I'm going to try to talk about what the procedures are, how are they different, is one better than the other, when is one better than the other. So first of all, Coolsculpting. Coolsculpting chills the fat. The fat doesn't tolerate cold as well as the skin, so that fat actually breaks open, dies, your body absorbs it. So the fat gets absorbed. It's a fat reduction technique, okay? The main benefit of Coolsculpting that most people go for Coolsculpting, it's a non-surgical procedure. You don't require anesthesia, you don't have to go to sleep, you don't have to recover. There is a recovery period, but it's not the same as going through surgery. So that is a pretty significant benefit. But what's the downside? So it's a partial fat reduction. If you have an area that has some extra fat, it will remove some of the extra fat. It will not remove all of the extra fat. So maybe it removes 20% or 25%. So you see, you start oftentimes needing multiple sessions, and then your session's limited to the size of the paddle that's used, right? That's a geometric shape. It treats just that area. So it's great if you have a rectangular area that needs to be treated, but what if it's oblong or square or a non-described typical geometric shape? You can't treat beyond the paddle, okay? So one session of Coolsculpting is definitely cheaper than one surgery. Multiple Coolsculptings starts to add up very quickly. And again, you're not going to get the volume reduction. So liposuction is an actual fat removal. You're actually removing fat. And the downside to that, it is a surgical procedure, okay? That means you have to have surgery and there's recovery associated with that. But what it does do compared to Coolsculpting is it removes all the extra fat in one area or multiple areas. So it allows you to more precisely remove the fat and remove all the excess, which you just can't accomplish with a session of Coolsculpting. So who is the ideal patient for Coolsculpting? That's somebody who has a little bit extra fat, maybe one area, say their love handles or the lower part of their belly, and they have a little bit extra, they just can't seem to get rid of it no matter how much they diet and exercise. That might be a great candidate for Coolsculpting. But the person who doesn't have just one little area, has several areas of extra fatty tissue, maybe multiple areas or a larger volume, that's going to be a patient who needs liposuction, okay? And if you think about a 2-liter bottle of Coke and imagine that much fat on somebody, either in one area or in multiple areas, you're not going to remove that with Coolsculpting, but you can easily remove 2 liters of fat with liposuction. So the precise removal of all the extra fat in multiple areas, hands down, liposuction is going to win. Somebody who's got a little bit of extra fatty tissue might be a really good candidate for Coolsculpting. Okay, now, what's really the most important, I think the take-home message from all this is, when you are considering Coolsculpting, you need to see a plastic surgeon. Well, why is that? Because anybody can buy a Coolsculpting machine. The company will sell it to anybody who wants to buy it, right? So you can buy a Coolsculpting machine. You may be a doctor, you may not be a doctor. You probably have a medical director, right? But you may not even be a plastic surgeon. Don't even know how to do liposuction. You put up a billboard, put up some ads, patients come in and want to see you. Okay. Well, if all you have is a hammer, the whole world looks like a nail to you. So if all you can offer is Coolsculpting, anybody who has some extra fat is going to be offered only Coolsculpting. Reputable plastic surgeons who know how to evaluate patients for Coolsculpting and liposuction will tell you that about 1/3 of the patients, maybe 30% of the patients that come in for Coolsculpting actually are liposuction patients. And you need somebody who can evaluate you. Not only is liposuction the right option for you versus Coolsculpting, is liposuction an option for you, or do you need a tummy tuck or a facelift or whatever? You know, you need somebody who can offer all those options for you. And that's really in your benefit to seek somebody who can offer you a variety of options so you can pick the best one for you.